when the new owners took over at Newcastle United, it was clear that there were several players on absolute extortionate wages that they clearly did not deserve. They weren't getting in the team, they were sitting on the bench or not even involved in the matchday squad, yet were happily pulling thousands upon thousands of pounds a week out of the club. Now, Amanda Staveley has made it known, certainly to Eddie Howe, that we do need to reduce that wage bill, certainly for the players that aren't involved with the club. It's all right saying them we're the richest club in the world, etc., but there is a wage bill there, and a wage bill that has to be structured and well set out for the club itself. Now, talking about being ruthless, Eddie Howe has done exactly that and been very, very ruthless with a certain amount of players, as the owners wanted. And it's been reported by Mark Douglas this morning that 6 players have officially been transfer listed by Newcastle United. Now, yesterday we did speak about 3 players who were training with the under-23s. It was then found out that there was actually a 4th in Matty Longstaff. A lot of fans thought that Matty Longstaff might be given an opportunity in pre-season to show Eddie Howe what he can do, but that's now been made clear that he's not part of Eddie Howe's plans and should seek football elsewhere. So the 6 that have gone onto the transfer list, according to Mark Douglas, are of course those 4 players who are training with the under-23s. So that's Matty Longstaff, Jeff Hendrick, Kieran Clark, and of course Dwight Gale. But the other 2 reported by Mark are Carl Darlow and Federico Fernandez. Now, you kind of understand Fernandez because, you know, there's no chance of Federico playing any part. If he was going to play any part in Eddie Howe's plans, he would have played a lot more last season. The last time we saw him, of course, was against Norwich, and he played really well in that game. He had a very, very good game alongside sharing that game after Kieran Clark sending off. But it was clear that something was going on with Fernandez. He wasn't very popular in Eddie Howe's squad thinking, or bringing him onto the first 11 for that matter. He just wasn't going to be involved. So it makes sense for him to go on. Now, Carl Darlow as well, of course, the signing of Nick Pope means that we have Dubravka and Pope. Dubravka's already stated that he is happy to fight for his place. However, that may change should he not be number 1 at the start of the season. And I don't think he's going to be happy staying on the bench. So we may look at January and see where Dubravka's heart lies, because maybe if he's not getting the amount of first-team football that he wants, he might be away as well come January. But Carl Darlow, at his stage in his career, you would understand that he needs first-team football. It has been banded around that Middlesbrough could be an option for him. I think it would be a good signing for Middlesbrough, but he needs to go somewhere, obviously, that he's going to get first-team football, because he's not going to leave to go anywhere else where he's just going to be backup goalkeeper, because that's the case he finds himself in at Newcastle United. So those are the 6 that are going onto the transfer list. Now, Mark Douglas has also stated that with the wages of some of these players, it may be very, very difficult to sell them because the wage demands may be too much. So all 6 could, in fact, possibly end up leaving on loan, with Newcastle United covering a fraction of the wages, but obviously not all of them, and it would clear off the wage bill substantially should Newcastle United support the other clubs involved in any loan deals. It would make sure that thousands of pounds are wiped off on the wage bill. Now, Elliot Anderson, we spoke about him a lot, and we really hope that he can make a push for the squad this season. But also on the flip side of that, there has been rumours of him going back out on loan, but at a slightly higher level than he played last season, of course, with Bristol Rovers. He was in League 2 with Bristol Rovers, did fantastically well under Joey Barton there. The fans absolutely loved him down there, and it is rumoured that Joey Barton has been making enquiries to get him back down to Bristol Rovers for the forthcoming season in League 1. Where again he would spearhead Bristol Rovers. He would be in the first team, automatic choice, no doubt about it. But are we looking at a bit of a higher level for Elliot Anderson? I believe so. But I also believe that Eddie Howe is going to have a good look at him in pre-season. He isn't one of these players that has been listed as training elsewhere or anything. He's banging the first team mix-up for pre-season. So I'm looking forward to seeing Elliot Anderson get a few games under his belt in pre-season and stake a claim, you know, or at least put something in Eddie Howe's mind that he's always got Elliot Anderson to fall back on, even if he does go out on loan this season, and that Elliot Anderson is a real up-and-coming player that will play a big part in Newcastle United's future. Now, the clubs that have been linked with him, there's 3 in the Championship, West Brom, Stoke and Luton Town. Now, West Brom, of course, we know under former manager Steve Bruce. Would we like Elliot Anderson to go and play under a manager who we know is tactically clueless? Probably not, if we're all honest. Stoke City, possibly, but Luton wouldn't be a bad idea. I think Luton would be a good move for Elliot Anderson, should we let him out on loan, of course. Luton play some attractive football, just missed out on getting promoted last season. You know, had a brilliant season in the Championship, took everybody by surprise, and the addition of Elliot Anderson into that setup would certainly excite Luton fans and give Elliot a chance to really perform at Championship level, where he's going to be certainly bang in the middle of the midfield for Luton Town and get plenty of opportunities there. I'd rather see him go to Luton Town than Stoke or West Brom. I certainly don't want to see him go to West Brom under Steve Bruce. I think it'll just ruin him because we know he's inept tactically, and he couldn't. I don't think he's the type of manager to bring Elliot Anderson on and progress him at all. No chance of that. Now, there's also 2 League One sides which are interested in him. Sheffield Wednesday have made enquiries, but also we know the Bristol Rovers have under Joey Barton. Now, you know, given that we want to play Elliot Anderson hopefully at a higher level, or certainly Eddie Howe would, Bristol Rovers would probably, if, you know, push came to shove and he went down to League One, Bristol Rovers would be the automatic choice to go. He's a fan favourite down there. He loves the club. He had a great time there and speaks very, very highly of Joey Barton and of the Bristol Rovers setup. So if he wasn't to go to the Championship and he was to go back to League One, go to League One, then Bristol Rovers for me all day long. But it's going to be interesting to see what Eddie Howe does with him after pre-season, because he certainly wants to have a good look at him. And it's up to Elliot now to perform in those games and say, hey, I'm around and I want to be a part of this squad next season. I don't want to go back out anywhere else. Newcastle United is my club and I want to be in that squad. So hopefully Elliot does the business in pre-season, because I'd love to see him be in the squad. Really would. Now, PSG remain in talks with Hugo Ekitike. Now, I'm only saying this because I just want to sort of kill off any idea that he's coming to Newcastle United. We know that there's videos out there of saying he's coming for a medical weeks ago, saying he was a Newcastle United player. All turned out to be bull rot, which, you know, is expected on certain people's channels at the minute, just trying to lead you on to get subscribers and things like that. It happens. But he's not here. He's not coming. And PSG remain focused on getting him. Now, whether PSG work out a deal with Ream, whether they're going to sort of buy him and then loan him back for a season, because he's already stated to Ream that he wants to stay there for another year. But also the talks about Barcelona and Real Madrid. What do you do? You know, for me, he hasn't got a clue where he wants to go. He's aiming too high at the minute and should just concentrate on his football for me. And finally, obviously I released a little short video yesterday about Newcastle's interest in Everton winger Anthony Gordon. Said that he had a very, very good opening season last year, did really well, but he had a downside to him. Bit of arrogance, but he was also a complete diver. And but he's one of those players, I said on the video, that if he's in your team and he wins your penalties, he wins your free kicks, you're not going to complain. If he did that for Newcastle, you're just not going to complain, especially when he's helping us win games. But it's been reported that Everton are now going to offer him a new deal, because seeing Newcastle sniffing around and other clubs sniffing around has made Everton stand up and think, well, we need to get this guy on a better contract than he is already. He's an up-and-coming star, therefore we want to hang on to him. So it looks like Everton may well offer him a new deal to persuade him to stay at the club. I didn't think there was any real traction in it at all anyway, if I'm honest. But you just never know with Newcastle, do you? You really don't. But there you go, guys. Bit of news for you today. Let me know what you think of the 6 players that have been transfer listed. Would you put any more on the list, or do you think those 6 are the ones that really should be headlining the transfer list? And will anybody buy them, or do you think, like Mark Douglas is reporting, that they probably will all go out on loan? And what do you think about Elliot Anderson? Do you want to see him a part of the team next season, a part of the squad, and really given an opportunity to shine for Newcastle? Let me know down below in the comments. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. You can become a member of the Toon Review as well if you hit the join button just underneath this video. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we go live or upload a video as well. If you're watching this on Thursday, please, please, please tune into the transfer show tonight at 8 PM. All 4 of us on there. Some fascinating names again linked with the club. And we'll be going through their stats and seeing what they would bring to Newcastle United should they sign. And of course, tomorrow night we have the Toon Review Friday with our new weekly magazine show. So don't forget to tune in for that as well. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Have a fab time. Take care.